Some gods loved with light. Loki loved with fire. Welcome back to another episode of Myths Untold. In Norse myth, his name meant knot, tangled, twisting, impossible to undo. Loki, the shapeshifter, the mischief maker, the unloved son and unwanted friend. He walked with the Aesir, yet never truly among them. A god not of order, but of change. And his love stories were no different. Sigyn was his wife, not through trickery, not through war, but through something gentler. While the world cursed Loki, Sigyn stayed. When the gods chained him in the cave, bloodied from betrayal, it was Sigyn who caught the venom. Not once did she flinch, not once did she turn away. Some say love is loyalty, others say it's silence beside suffering. Sigyn was both. But Loki's heart never beat in one direction. Far away from Asgard, deep in the Ironwood forest, he met Angerboda, the giantess of shadow, wisdom, and wildness. She was no queen, no goddess of golden halls. She was raw, she was ruin, and Loki loved her not despite it, but because of it. From that union came children not meant to live. Jormungandr, the world serpent who would strangle the earth. Fenrir, the wolf fated to devour the sun. And Hel, goddess of the dead with half a face in rot. They were monsters to the gods, but to Loki they were not mistakes. They were truths made flesh. Love does not always give birth to beauty. Sometimes it births endings. Before either Sigyn or Angerboda, there was a horse. Or rather, there was Sleipnir, Odin's eight-legged steed. Few remember how he came to be. Fewer still whisper that Loki, once chasing chaos, became a mare to distract a giant stallion. And in that disguise he conceived. The trick backfired. He became a mother. He birthed Sleipnir, a joke turned miracle. A moment when gender bent like flame and identity became something divine. Loki never stayed in one shape. One day he wore the skin of a man, the next a fly, then a fish, then a woman, then wind. He wore forms like others wore guilt, and he never asked permission. His love, his desire, his becoming, it knew no borders. To some this was perversion, to others prophecy. What cannot be named cannot be chained. They say Loki will rise again during Ragnarok, the final war. The sky will split, his children will return. Fenrir will bite the sun, Jormungandr will rise from the sea. Hel will open the gates, and Loki, with fire in his hair, will fight against the very gods he once called kin. But this is not a story of endings. It is a story of knots. Love knotted to betrayal, loyalty knotted to ruin, shapes shifting like truth itself. And even in his breaking, Loki never begged for love. He simply gave it, in chaos, in silence, in forms no one understood. The gods punished him for lies, but it was love they couldn't forgive. Because love, real, wild, untamed love, has always been more dangerous than any trick. They say gods cannot break, but Loki did, and someone stayed to catch the pieces.